Well, welcome back to United Social Television. I'm Rokani here, and this time round, as you see the title in there, I'm bringing you the Manchester United predicted first 11 against Brighton. As you know, Manchester United is taking on Brighton tomorrow, and it's the early start game of the Premier League tomorrow on Saturday. Manchester United is taking on Brighton. Manchester United is searching for its first Premier League big win as they started the season to a loss of Crystal Palace, and that game went 3-1 in favor of Crystal Palace, whereby Townsend scored the first goal through a howler from Victor Lindelof. Everyone saw that because he let in the cross come into Manchester United's 6-yard box. Then Townsend tapped it into the back of the net. A penalty too costed Manchester United a second goal. The penalty was because of the ball that hit or struck on Lindelof's hand as it was hit to go into the goal, but it wasn't going to be a goal. That is something that I think United really need to work on, because Victor Lindelof made United concede 3 goals. Even the third one, you saw how Wilfried Zaha came in at Lindelof and he happened to dodge him off and shoot the ball into the back of the net to make it 3, until Dan Van Beek came in and scored the consolation goal. It wasn't a consolation goal by that time because it was 2-0, and that goal United would have forced a draw, but it never went into their hands because Lindelof committed another error and United conceded a third goal, putting a 2 gap in between the two teams. It was making a very, very, very hard journey for Manchester United to go in and win or get a point in this game. So United ended that game in a serious loss of 3 goals to 1. So today, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer held a press conference, and there are certain things he has talked about, and I want to read them to you before I go into this predictable first 11 that I think, as Rokani here at United Social Television, we've sat with my team and we've come up with a team that we think Manchester United is going to start with as they go on with Brighton on all tomorrow on Saturday. It's the game that kickstarts the Premier League. It's an early kickoff, and it's something that Manchester United fans all over the world really want to watch and want to get the news as to why Manchester United will stand in this game. So, sorry, there is something that I really want to read to you that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out and said in the press conference that really shows that Manchester United really is very much prepared to go and get the 3 points off Brighton in a very confident way. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, I wasn't happy with the game against Crystal Palace. We are not ready to play at the intensity we needed. The runs were not there. He continued and said, after the restart in June and July, we took big strides. Palace was a very disappointing one, but I'm still confident we need more imagination than last week. That is for sure. So he went ahead to know that I have a problem with my team, and the problem is fitness, and we didn't make all those runs that were required to be made as United took on Crystal Palace, and that's why they lost. So Manchester United has come out and said to the fans all over the world through their coach that this is a must-do win game for Manchester United tomorrow as they take on Brighton. And here at United Social Television, I'm here to tell you, or bring you the lineup that I think is really going to bring this game to a level that we want at Manchester United, and that is a win. I think this team, it is fielded as I've brought it, as we, the team of United Social Television, sat down and put our minds together and selected this team. I think it will come in and do some good job for Manchester United as they take on Brighton tomorrow. It's the early kickoff. I remind you, it's the early kickoff of Brighton, and it's going to be that one game that United needs to bury and take back home. So I do have my lineup in here. Sorry. I do have my lineup in here, and I'm bringing it to you as I think it's going to happen. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think the previous lineup against Crystal Palace, the only change that he made that I never expected is going to be made was that of Scott McTominay, because I thought I wouldn't start Scott McTominay. I was going to start with Fred. But is Scott McTominay in this lineup that I'm bringing to you? Ladies and gentlemen, the subscribers of United Social Television, I bring you my predicted lineup of Manchester United versus Brighton tomorrow. So there you go. There you go. There it comes. That's the predicted lineup of Manchester United. Manchester United first 11 versus Brighton. Predicted by the team at United Social Television. Let's see who is in goal. De Gea starts in our goal because he has been there and there has been told or explained to the world by his manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a world-class goalkeeper, and he never thought of replacing him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets back his position into the right back after Fosu Mensah starting up against Crystal Palace. Fosu Mensah is back. Victor Lindelof, I think, won't get a chance to start this game because of the hauls he made in that game of Crystal Palace. We do bring in Eric Bailey, who had a very wonderful game in that game against Luton Town, and he was named in the Carabao lineup of the week. Harry Maguire, the captain, still keeps his place as the Manchester United captain and skipper in defense. Alongside Eric Bailly, they had a wonderful partnership as they took on Luton Town. This is Luke Shaw on the left fullback. He has no contender until Alex Telles comes in. That's when he will get a contender at Manchester United. Because Scott McTominay never started the game of Luton Town, he was given a break. I think he's going to start this game because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes this boy a lot. I think Paul Pogba is getting his spot again into the second consecutive Premier League game, though he did a lot of blind passes in that game against Crystal Palace. Mason Greenwood retains his position playing on the right wing of Manchester United after Daniel James played only 45 minutes in the Crystal Palace game, and they brought in the young English left international by the names of Mason Greenwood. Bruno Fernandes, as usual, comes in. He comes in into that position that he plays better in one of the best Premier League players that plays that position, with Kevin De Bruyne plus Marcus Rashford playing off the left wing of Manchester United. And guess who is leading the line? It's none other than the Frenchman Anthony Martial. Anton Martial is leading our line. That's the lineup, as you see there. That's the lineup I've come up with at United Social Television with my team, and I think that's the lineup that is going to come and win or take the win from the likes of Brighton. United is not going to travel for nothing. I think we are traveling to go and bring in the 3 points at United, such that we get the pressure of our coach and of our senior players. So that's my lineup. I think De Gea will start in goal. My back four is Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire. Eric Bailly is coming in for Lindelof, who had really a very bad game against the team in the names of Crystal Palace, with 3 goals conceded, all because of his howlers. And I think the coach will never bring him back until Eric Bailly disappoints or gets injured, because when Eric Bailly was given a chance to play in the Luton Town game, he really came up to the occasion. He got a ball off the line. You remember that save that Dean Henderson made at first, and then after saving the ball, it landed to the striker of Luton Town. Hit it hard, but for God's mercy, it found the leg of Eric Bailly, and that ball never went into the back of the net. So Eric Bailly and Manchester United fans, I think they will be okay for him to start in that position, sitting in for Lindelof, who is not injured, who is a good player, but he's the same player as Harry Maguire. But Eric Bailly is a different player from Harry Maguire. That's, you see, they do link up very well, and we do want to see this partnership for some time, and we just have to keep our hands crossed that Eric Bailly doesn't get injured, because he's an injury-prone player at Manchester United. He's a proved injury-prone player at Manchester United. So, all those watching in, you have the right to go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this predicted lineup of me that I have come up with and my team at United Social Television of how Manchester United might stand as they take on Brighton. This is a predictable lineup from me and the team of how Manchester United is expected to stand as they take on Brighton tomorrow. It's the early starter of the day, starts off in the afternoon, and we think Manchester United is winning it. So that's my lineup. As you see, I have De Gea in goal. I have Aaron Wan-Bissaka retaining his spot at Manchester United because Fosu Mensah played the right back the other time we lost to Crystal Palace. Eric Bailly comes in for Lindelof. Harry Maguire keeps his spot. Luke Shaw keeps his spot too. Paul Pogba comes in to keep his spot too. Scott McTominay does keep his spot too in this lineup. Marcus Rashford does the same. Bruno Fernandes does the same, keeps the spot too. Mason Greenwood comes in for Daniel James, who never had a better first half as Manchester United took on Crystal Palace, but he was taken off in the second half, and Mason Greenwood came in to do the service of Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes also never had a good game, but he keeps his spot. Remember when they came on, these three, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes and Mason Greenwood, when they came up against Luton Town, in only some 10-15 minutes, United got 2 goals through Marcus Rashford with an assist from Mason Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood came up into the box after receiving a ball from Bruno Fernandes. He did a bicycle. You know why they call step aways of the ball. He stepped outside the ball and he had to hit the ball into the back of the net to make it 3-0 for Manchester United. Anton Martial is leading my line tomorrow. That's what I think. He is going to start. And I pass the ball over to you into the comment section. Tell me which player you think should start for Manchester United today. I think most of you are going to say Danny Van Beek. I'm waiting for that comment that why isn't Dan Van Beek in your starting 11? Ask me that question, you will see my answer. But that's the team I think Manchester United is going to field tomorrow as they take on Brighton in their second Premier League game that is supposed to be a must-win for them, as they lost to Crystal Palace in their first game as they took on a team by the names of Crystal Palace. So that's my starting 11. Probable. It's a probable starting lineup for me as Rokani at United Social Television. And I think if this team is fielded like that, it will go on and get the points. And if at all things fail, you know that they'll get on off Paul Pogba and they bring in Danny Van Beek. Which other player is on the bench that can do an impact else? I don't see any impactful player. I think it's only Daniel James who can play on the left-hand side, and it's rare to see get Marcus Rashford off the field when United is playing. However bad he is looking or what, but the coach keeps him on. But if I'm the coach of Manchester United, almost the games from the semi-final of the Europa League, I have no reason to keep Marcus Rashford on my field because I think he's not yet back to where I want him to be. He is not yet back to the Marcus Rashford we want to see at United. He is a player. He is he's a player that does the magic when he's on form, but he has not yet got back his form ever since he got back from the injury. We thought he had got enough rest because no sooner had he gotten the injury than we went into the Premier League break that was caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The lad comes in back, but his form is off. Some people say whenever he's playing with Luke Shaw, he is having a wonderful game, my dear, ever since he came back. Most of the games he has played, he has been playing with Luke Shaw, but he is not having a good game that you can brag about, that Marcus Rashford is at the top that he has been. Smash a like, comment and share. I want to see guys giving me your thoughts on how you think United should stand to see to it that they do go on and win Brighton tomorrow in the early kickstarter of the Premier League. It's the first game that is starting the weekend, and I think I've given you my probable lineup that I think is going to come in and win that game of Brighton. So you can also go into the comment section and tell me your probable lineup of Manchester United that you think will go to Brighton, and pick those glorious 3 points for Manchester United, because we badly need them. We badly need them. We have to get in those goals. We have to keep pushing to see to it that this happens in United's favour, because the longer we take without winning the Premier League, the more pressure is accumulating on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as our manager, the players, and the more frustrated we are going to get in the transfers. Trust me, right now we are into the back position of getting Jadon Sancho, because they know we are desperate. They know we are desperate as United fans and the United team, because we lost to Crystal Palace in a game that would have won, to reduce the frustration that is into the transfer. But Borussia Dortmund knows United needs Jadon Sancho, because they are lacking his quality, or a player of his quality, in Manchester United. And some good news that came in yesterday, I did that video that Manchester United is preparing a £90 million bid, and today news has come in that Borussia Dortmund is willing to sell Borussia Dortmund to any club that brings £100 million. So if at all they've reached that level, from £108 million to £100 million, I think £10 million cannot stop Manchester United from signing Jadon Sancho. I think if at all you've tabled 90 million, 75 million, plus 15 million add-on, I think you better go and get a player in the names of Jadon Sancho by adding only £10 million to the 90, and you'll be given that player from Borussia Dortmund. So that's the news of Borussia Dortmund. But in this story, we are into the Brighton game. I've given you my predicted lineup of how I think this team is going to go on and win this game of Brighton Albion tomorrow in the early Kickstarter. You are 6 people. Smash a like that are watching in. Thank you for watching in. You make me proud that I'm talking to you and you guys enjoy listening to me. And I want to see you guys going into the live chat and telling me which first 11 do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should line up against Brighton, so that we get our first Premier League win of the season, because the first game we lost to Crystal Palace. To put you up to speed and take you back to those who are not here, let me show you my predicted lineup of Manchester United as they take on a team of Brighton, all in the names of Brighton. This is the team I think that if at all Ole Gunnar Solskjaer feels it, it's going to do the magic and United will win this game. That's my predictable starting 11 as you see it there, with David De Gea in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Paul Pogba, Scott McTominay, Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Anton Martial. And I've posted a question into the live chat that which Manchester United players should Ole Gunnar Solskjaer field in his first 11 to get his first Premier League win for Manchester United in the 2020-21 season as he takes on Brighton today. So I want you guys to tell me which players do you think, which lineup do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should field to see to it that Manchester United goes back with the win in the city of Manchester as all after they've played Brighton. I'm here up on, thank you, one person has liked, let's smash a like, let's see that this video is gone, or this video goes viral by sharing it all over. Like, comment, share, like, comment, share, and I want to see your comment. I want to see what guys you think. Where are you watching in from? What do you think about this game against Brighton? Do you think it's the first match? It's going to be Manchester United's first Premier League win? If so, tell me which players do you think are going to score for us goals tomorrow. For my case, I think the likes of Anton Martial are going to be on the score sheet. Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood. Those three players are going to make it on the score sheet. One of the three will score the opening goal. Which Manchester United player do you think is going to score the opening goal against Brighton? Give me your prediction for this game. It's highly needed here at United Social Television because I'm giving my views and I want to get your views too, because it's really something that is needed here as you guys are watching in at United Social Television. I'm Rokani, sitting here to analyze the game of Manchester United taking on Brighton. We aren't far from the win that we want. Please, I've given you the starting lineup, the probable one that I think that is going to give us a win, we as Manchester United fans, as we take on Brighton. And I'm 100% sure that if at all Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fields that team against Brighton, it will go and get us the points that we want to register our first win in the Premier League. My team has been shown to you already. I'm going to bring it back, but before I bring it back, I want you guys to show me some love into the comment section, telling me where you're watching in from. Which United players do you think should start, or should Ole Gunnar Solskjaer field in the first 11 of Manchester United? Thirdly, which players do you think are going to score if at all United is to score close to 3 goals into this game of Brighton that is an early kickstarter of the Premier League tomorrow, which is a Saturday, as Manchester United takes on Brighton and Albion. I think let me get you some facts about this game. I think I should get you some facts about this game. BBC usually has these facts. They really bring them in, and I think they are crucial for us to come in and bring them to you, what we call the match facts of this game. But as I do bring in the match facts, allow me bring to you back the team that I think Manchester United is going to field and is going to bring on a win for Manchester United. But your job is to go into the comment section too and tell me which player do you think should start for Manchester United tomorrow as we take on Brighton. You can even name me your first 11 that you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should field to see to it that we do get that win as Manchester United takes on Brighton. So this is the lineup, and how I think if at all United stands like this, it's going to be a sure win for Manchester United. So that's the lineup. So that's my team in there, as you've seen it. I have David De Gea in goal. I have David De Gea in goal. I have Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I have Eric Bailly coming in for Victor Lindelof, having made a lot of howlers or mistakes in that game of Crystal Palace that led to Manchester United conceding close to 3 goals. All from his careless defending, all awful defending. I get him out of the team and put in Eric Bailly, who had a wonderful game against Luton Town. Harry Maguire comes in. Harry Maguire comes in again. Luke Shaw on the left back. Scott McTominay retained his place in the first Premier League game against Crystal Palace. However much he had a not good game, but I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is bringing Scott McTominay back because he fancies the player. He likes his style. He's a player that he told that I want you to be an understudy of Nemanja Matic. And I think he's going to play alongside Paul Pogba, who also had an awful game. Very many blind passes into the midfield. The unusual Pogba was seen that day, but we saw Paul Pogba doing this a lot in the game of Aston Villa, although we won it close to 2-0 or 3. Before we scored that first penalty that Bruno Fernandes scored, remember Paul Pogba had thrown the ball and a player of Aston Villa carved the ball, but it hit the lower or the bottom of the post and it went outside. But would have considered catastrophic mistake. And after the Aston Villa game, he did the same mistake when playing Southampton, and we conceded in the 6th minute of the game because of his mistake. So Pogba is so much into throwing the ball into the midfield, yet he's a man who has all the power and energy, and I think he's more skilled and talented, but we are not getting the best of him at Manchester United because he is a player that is careless. He's talented but careless. He's like a jockey man always. I go in for Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes and Mason Greenwood. These 3 came on when United was playing Brighton and the game was 1-0. But when they are introduced by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, United managed to get 2 goals from the 2 of the 3 that he brought in as substitutes of Manchester United. And that was Marcus Rashford in the 88th minute from an assist from Mason Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood scored another goal, and with an assist from Bruno Fernandes, which was a beauty, and they made it 3-0. Anton Martial, expect the lad from France to lead the line as Manchester United takes on this team of Brighton and Albion. So as you see, that's my lineup in there as you see it. I want you to tell me which players do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should start in his team that you think will beat Brighton and Albion. And you can also comment about my team that I think is going to come in and win, because I've selected it with my team at United Studio Television. We came up with this team and we think it's going to come on and win. But you can tell me which player do you think is missing in my team, and I'll explain to you why I think he shouldn't start. I'll give the reason as always. So I'm Rokani here at United Social Television, bringing you the Manchester United predicted lineup versus Brighton. Confirmed team news, latest injuries, confirmed team news and latest injury updates. And the injury update that we have that has been confirmed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is that Manchester United is not having 2 players only as they go into this game, and they go by the names of Phil Jones. They go by the names of Phil Jones and Axel Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe is expected to be in training after the international break, and Solskjaer said in a fortnight's time from now Axel Tuanzebe will be back. Kai St. John says Van de Beek. Yes, I knew that you guys are going to talk about Van Beek. Thank you, Kaisi John. First, tell me where are you watching in from? Tell me where you're watching in from. Kaisi John, thank you for coming onto your live. You're first person to comment, and I think very many are going to come in and comment. But you are saying Van de Beek. I know very many are going to say Van Beek. I think United had a problem last season, and the problem was all about if at all our plan or any of the players that we think would have contributed to us winning the game doesn't do what we expect him to do, what plan B do we have? This was evidenced in the semi-final game that Manchester United was taking on Sevilla. It took Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 88 minutes to make his first substitution of the game. Yet United had been behind for close to 20 minutes. What does this show you? It shows you one thing, that we never had squad depth, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't trust the players he had on the bench. Now, when you see my team, let me bring it back as you see it. That's my team that I think is going to come on and win the game of Brighton, according to me and my team at United Studio Television. That's the team I think that is going to give us a win that is well deserved at Manchester United. So, you see that team. Let me tell you my bench. When you look at that team, my bench has Dean Henderson. It has a player in the names of Danny Van Beek. It has another player in the names of Nemanja Matic. It has Freddie on the bench. It has Victor Lindelof on the bench. It has Daniel James on the bench. It has Odion Ighalo on the bench. So that's why my team is like that, because when Paul Pogba plays as he played against a team called Crystal Palace, I just get him off and bring in Danny Van Beek as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did. And when Danny Van Beek was brought on at Manchester United, when it was taking on Crystal Palace, you saw things changing, and he even scored that goal. If it wasn't Victor Lindelof, you never know, would have even gotten an equalizer, because we had started pressing the team hard. So that's why Danny Van Beek is not in my starting 11, because I see him as my backup plan if at all the likes of Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes do have a game not good in their favor. I just take off one of them and I bring in him, such that I do improve on my creativity of the game. Having been on bench, watching how the team or watching the game situation, it's very easy to direct him that this is the place where you're supposed to go and put in those runs as we take on Brighton. So Kaisi John says Uganda. Oh, you are in Uganda. Thank you, Kaisi John from Uganda. Thank you for watching in. We here at United Social Television, we love you and we like your comments. You say, why don't you use Nemanja Matic instead of Scott? You see, the fact is, when I'm making this lineup, it's like I'm looking at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and which player thinks is going to start. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was not going to use Scott McTominay into this game, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have done was, he would have brought him in the midfield when United was playing Luton Town. And I'm also worried that Victor Lindelof might surface again into the United starting 11 as we play Brighton. That's my worry, because he never brought him even with a squad that travelled to Luton Town. He never brought him. I think Scott McTominay is going to start in that game because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer loves him a lot and he thinks he has a lot of work to do for him as a player, because he is a box-to-box player. But remember, each and every time he does the box-to-box role, United is that no one covers up for him. That's the problem. But if at all he can get a good communication between the Harry Maguires, Eric Bailey or Wan-Bissaka, one of them can play in for him whenever he goes into the half of the opponent, or when he does his box-to-box role as a player, because that's what makes him different from most of the Manchester midfielders. So Kaisi John, you are saying Nemanja Matic. For my case, Nemanja Matic right now should be on the bench. Bring in Scott McTominay. If at all he fails, get him off and bring in Nemanja Matic or Freddie. And this is the same mistake that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did in the game that United was playing against against Crystal Palace. Because I think I wouldn't have taken Pogba off. The person to take off was Scott McTominay. Because it was not all about defending. We needed goals. Because we had conceded 2 goals. We needed goals in this game, and we needed Scott McTominay off. Put Pogba into the defensive position. Bring in either Van Beek or Freddie or Nemanja Matic. And so, Mr. Kaisejon, that's why I tell you that when Scott McTominay fails, I have very many plans for my game. I do bring on Nemanja Matic to stabilize the game. I can bring on Freddie to increase the tempo of the game because we need goals. I can bring on Danny Van Beek with that skill. He's a box-to-box player. I like the way he plays. He's a player that he is really a good or a beauty to watch when United is playing. So, Kaisejon, I think I've given you your answer that you wanted. Why not start Nemanja Matic instead of Scott McTominay? That's the reason, because I want to have my backup plan that cannot be beaten by any coach. When I bring on those players that I do have on the bench, they will come in and give me the quality that I need at Manchester United. So I want to see someone else coming in the comment section and telling me what players do you think should start in my team that I've not included, and I'll give you the reason as to why I see my team like this, as you see it here. So that's my team. That's my team. That's my team, and I think it can bring in a win. When Scott McTominay does his rubbish, I take him off. I bring on Danny Van Beek or Nemanja Matic or Freddie. Yes. And the problem I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is facing this time around, I think most of the times, time has reached when Rashford doesn't need to play the 90 minutes, because it reaches a time when he's just doing wasteful things on the pitch. I'm asking myself, why don't you take off Marcus Rashford and bring in Odion Igalo to lead the line and let Anton Martial play on the left wing of Manchester United, because he's good also that side. But if at all I'm the coach, Marcus Rashford is doing rubbish, I bring in Odion Igalo, and Anton Martial goes to play on the left-hand side of the pitch because he's also good while playing that side. We've all known him as a player who plays that side. So I sometimes baffled by the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does his things. I don't want to call him inexperienced as other people call him. That is not the right coach for United. I think he's building up a team that is going to do us something. We just need to be patient at Manchester United. Let's not be on a hurry or a panic. This man will take us to the promised land if at all he's given the resources and the board changes the way they do their thing. Something that we all need to know before this game comes to existing. So, these are match facts between Manchester United and Brighton Albion. They are match facts, and I've got them from BBC, and I think we really need to go through them because they give us a picture of how this game is going to be, whether it's going to be a good game for Manchester United or not. Head to head, they say Manchester United ended a run of 3 top flight defeats in a row away to Brighton by winning their fixture by 3-0 in June. Manchester United are vying for a fourth successful victory against this team called Brighton. So that's the head-to-head fact that I wanted to bring to you, and allow me bring you the facts, all head-to-head, all match facts of Brighton versus Manchester United. Let me first get you those of Brighton. 1. Brighton Albion have won 2 of their past 3 league games, as many as they had in their previous 17 attempts. Brighton last managed back-to-back league victories in November 2019. The Seagulls have never won more than one of their opening 3 fixtures in a top fixture campaign, but neither have they lost of their first 2 home matches in a season at that level. Another one, the second last. They have only earned 1 point from the past 5 Premier League fixtures at Annex Stadium, while their only top flight home win is 10 attempts this year against Arsenal in June. Brighton are unbeaten in all Premier League fixtures in which Neil Maupay has scored. So we have to take care. If at all Neil Maupay scores, that means we won't win. I think records are there to be broken, and I'm not a believer in this. I think it's something different altogether, but I love this because United is here to break records. Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, and Anthony Martial are here to come in and bang some good goals into the back of your net. Pascal Gross has provided either a goal or an assist in each of the past 4 league appearances against Manchester United. 2 of his 3 goals in this fixture were winners. So we have to take care about him because he has really a very good statistic against us, and I think it's not in our favor. That of Manchester United. United lose their opening 2 league games in this season for the first time since 1992 and 1993. So that means it last happened to us to lose the first 2 opening games of the season in 1992 and 1993 season. That means Ferguson was the coach. They haven't won their first away league fixture in either of the past 2 seasons, including a defeat at Brighton in the 2018-2019. So this shows you that this is not going to be an easy encounter for Manchester United. However much a win is needed. However, United have won 4 successful Premier League away matches by an aggregate score of 10-0 or 10-0. They are the most recent Premier League side to earn 5 consecutive away victories without conceding a goal back in December 2011. That's a big statistic that we are taking at Annex Stadium as we take on Brighton. The second last head-to-head all statistic you need about to know this game is the Red Devils are unbeaten in 7 Premier League away games since a 2-0 defeat at Liverpool on 19th January with 2 draws and 5 wins. Remember that loss to Liverpool when Mohamed Salah scored that goal in the 90th minute, and he scored and celebrated with the keeper of Liverpool, who goes by the names of Alisson Becker, who made an assist to him. It was a long ball. Alisson Becker threw to Mo Salah, and Mo Salah got straight into the Manchester United defense and he scored that winner. The last point is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Graham Potter were opposition players when Manchester United were beaten 6-3 by Southampton at the Dell on the Premier League in October 1996. They both came on as a substitute in that game. So you need to know this statistic when we head into this game. It's something crucial that is needed. You, the fans of Manchester United, need to know this as we head into this game because it's not a joke. It's a turning point of our season. After this game, I think we are going to play Brighton twice. After playing them in the Premier League, we are playing them again at the same stadium, and we are going to be away to make it sad in the Carabao Cup because after winning against Luton Town, we've been given the same team again. I've seen someone else commenting called Jimmy Juba. Jimmy Juba, where are you watching in from? Jimmy Juba says Matic must be there. I've given you my reason that if at all I start with Nemanja Matic, I can't bring on Scott McTominay if at all the game needs a game changer, because Scott McTominay can't be a game changer. But the likes of Nemanja Matic do come in, slow down the pace. They can dictate the play of the game each and every time things aren't going our way at Manchester United. So Jimmy Juba, the reason as to why I don't think, because this is not such a big game. It's not such a big game. If at all we are playing the likes of Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, that would have been an issue of Nemanja Matic. And you always see me when I'm making probable lineups when United is going to play those big or top 6 teams, you will see to it that I'll field in Nemanja Matic, because he will be playing a very big role in those games. But these games where Manchester United is playing teams like Brighton, Scott McTominay has to play. When he has a wonderful game, he can go on for the 90 minutes. But when he has a poor first half, I immediately get him off and bring in Nemanja Matic. Remember, Nemanja Matic is a 31-year-old man or 32-year-old. So when you play him game in, game out, there is the way it affects him because of his age. He cannot play all those games because there are games you're going to need Nemanja Matic. We need Nemanja Matic when you're playing Manchester City. We need Nemanja Matic when we are playing the likes of Arsenal, and even Champions League. We are going to play in the Champions League. I think we need this lad a lot in this game. We need him a lot. So Mr. Jimmy Juba, that's the reason as to why Nemanja Matic, I don't want him to start. I want him to just be brought on when something is wrong in such small games. Even Danny Van Beek can come in and do some good job if at all you've not brought on Freddie or Nemanja Matic. But that comes after Scott McTominay has not delivered in the first half. Kaise John says changing Anthony Martial to play coming from the wing side is also a point to note. Yes, it's really a big one to note, a big point to note from all those that are watching in. I think this should be something that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be doing each and every time he sees Marcus Rashford not playing to the level that you want him to be and play. Just get him off the field, bring in Odion Ighalo to lead the line, and we get Anthony Martial to play off from the left because he's good. When he plays from the left, you'll see those interplays between him, Danny Van Beek, Paul Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes. It will be a beauty to watch. It will be a beauty to watch. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should give it a thought whenever Marcus Rashford doesn't get off to the point that we see or we want him to start off the season, because he really needs to get in sometimes or get out, because he fails us most of the times because of his football intelligence that does not match that of Anthony Martial, Danny Van Beek, Bruno Fernandes, and the likes of Paul Pogba. So smash a like as you're watching in. Tell me where you're watching in. Tell me which player you think should be included in my team that I've selected, or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team that is supposed to select to go in Brighton and get that win over there, because we are here and we are started. Manchester United is taking on Brighton tomorrow. It's the early Kickstarter as Manchester United is called upon to come and do justice to us, the fans, who felt offended by losing to Crystal Palace 3-1. It was really an offense and we felt really bad. Some of us never slept because we do love the team a lot. You saw Patrice Evra when he came on, he never slept. He even reached an extent of making a 19-minute video where he came on and pointed out the problems of Manchester United into the team and the board. Why Manchester United isn't making the signing it's supposed to be making. That's the call. So I'm thinking this game is crucial. We need to win it before we go into the international break in October. This is the game Manchester United has to go in and win. Remember, Manchester United registered a COVID-19 case of Paul Pogba, but he came back within 2 weeks and he is playing, but I don't think he's at the level that we want him to play. That's not the Paul Pogba. We know Paul Pogba can do more than that. Paul Pogba is a man who can take the defense, who can take the ball to his opponents that Manchester United are playing against. Smash a like, comment, tell me where you're watching in. I see Kaise John, he's from Uganda. Jimmy Juba, I don't know where you're watching from. So that's it for now, guys. Let me bring this team again and you tell me, as this team is showing all flowing, all my predicted first 11 for Manchester United, as it's playing here, I want you guys to come in and tell me what you think. Which player do you think should have started in this team? So this is the team that I think Manchester United should field to see to it that they win this Brighton game. So I bring you back the team. You have the right to tell me which player should start or which player you think should be included in this team, or all Ghana Social should include in the team. I'm not saying this is the final 11 of Manchester United that is going to take on Brighton tomorrow. I'm just telling you that this is the team that I selected when I sat down with my team, in putting in mind what Ole Ghana Social thinks about the players that are going to start. So let me give you this first 11 that we selected here, the team at United Social Television. I want to see you guys commenting about it. Which player do you think is missing out? Which player do you think should play or shouldn't be out this team when it's playing Brighton tomorrow? So here is the selected team, or the selected first 11, or the probable first 11 for United against Brighton. From United stand, Rokani and his team. I have De Gea in goal, as you see. I have De Gea in goal. De Gea in goal. I can't bring in Dean Henderson. I think he's a good understudy for De Gea. He'll put in some pressure. Aaron Wan-Bissaka comes in for Fosu Mensah, who started when United was playing the team in the name of Crystal Palace that we lost to 3-1. Eric Bailly comes in for Victor Lindelof after those howlers that he made that costed United a loss to Crystal Palace. I too bring in Harry Maguire. I keep him in my team. I keep him in my team too. I think he's doing a wonderful job for Manchester United. I keep Luke Shaw in my starting lineup that started against a team called Crystal Palace, though we lost. Scott McTominay comes back into the midfield. And Paul Pogba also retains his position into the midfield. He retains it for real because he really is needed, and just to get fit, that's the only problem. And Mason Greenwood comes in for Daniel James, who had a very bad game against Crystal Palace. He played only 45 minutes, and in the second half he was taken off and Greenwood was brought in. But Greenwood, having scored a goal against Luton Town, I do bring him in this game. Bruno Fernandes, no question, he is a starter. He has no replacement at Manchester United. He is the man that is riding our team high. Marcus Rashford, yet to get his form back, having scored a game in midweek against Luton Town. So I bring him in the left wing as we take on Brighton at our next stadium. Antoine Martial, the Frenchman, is the man that I think is going to lead my line and who will give me those goals in as they're needed. So that's my lineup that I really think is going to do a very big job if at all Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes by my selection. This team will bang in the goals. They will give a bloody beating to Brighton. So that's my team, as you see. That's my first 11 that I think United is going to bring on when they're playing the likes of Brighton tomorrow as things look like. So I'm Rokani. I've been with the team, with my production team who are working in here. Thank you. It's my first day to be live. Guys, you're seeing my face for the first day on this channel. But we've always been making videos, but my face had not been showing to you guys. But now I decided to you guys that I want us to grow this thing into a big channel, because I want you to know that it's not a ghost that is always talking to you. It's a human being. Sorry. It's a human being. It's a human being in the names of Rokani that keeps on talking to you here at United Social Television. Always, 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 always. And I think we are doing the best to bring you the news that you want. Subscribe to my channel, or our channel, We the United Supporters. This channel will always be bringing you the news of Manchester United fans all over the world. I'm Rokani. I'm out. Kaise John, thank you, and Jimmy Juba, thank you for being with me here at United Social Television. Those who have been commenting, I too like you. Thank you. Let's subscribe to this channel and let's see it grow into a bigger channel all over the world. Spread the love by liking, share, and commenting. I'm out for today. See you in our last video that we are going to do. It's going to be about the transfer wrap-up of the week and which transfers do we think Manchester United are wrapping up in the season as it goes on. I'm Rokani. I'm out. Keep it United Social Television. That's my probable lineup. Bye-bye.